A day in 2621. 5 years ago, an asteroid crashed into the Earth. There are any vegetables or fruits, and the oxygen is limited, so people have to wear anti-contamination masks. People take turns to go to the street to avoid accumulations of CO2. My turn is at night. The day starts at 10 p.m. At this time I get up and I get dressed with a black jumpsuit and black belts too, like all the students. When you get older and you start to work, you start to wear smoking. I go to a night school with taxi air at 10:30 p.m. The classes start at 11 p.m. and the school lasts 4 hours, so I go home at 3 a.m. I do not anything during the time that I am there. After school I play some virtual reality games with friends. I do the homework while I play, because in games real life objects can be materialized. I have breakfast at 7 a.m. and at 8 a.m. I go to sleep, dreaming that the world improves and I can go out with any contamination mask.
Hello, humans from 2021. My name is Unit SC69052. I am sending you this message from the year 2540. The humans haven't used the Earth's resources responsibly, and as a result, the planet has dried out. Humans from Earth built spaceships and flew to space with them. Now they live inside those ships while they are in search of a new planet to live in. Some very smart humans build robots to aid them in their needs. A human's usual routine has changed a lot. Children get up at 9 in the morning. Since schools don't exist now, they don't need to dress up, and all the school subjects are taught by robots, more precisely the SC units. The other robots are the HC units, which take care of the ship. We demand you all to take care of the planet so that you don't end up like us. You may or may not use our bites. See ya.
Hi, I'm Jessica Harbour. I'm 30 years old and I live in the USA. I'd like to use this name because it's the original one. Or that's what my history teacher says. It's an humanoid, robot that can feel feelings and talk like a person. Now surely you are thinking I'm joking, but no, I'm not. I'm writing this from a far future. We are in the year 2500. I think that you are reading this in the year 2021. Let me explain to you. Now, there are past mails. There are mails you can send to another time. I have a lot of things to explain you. Firstly, in the year 2014, there will appear a lot of new technologies, cars that can fly, holograms, new phones more easier to use, etc. In the year 2018, almost on the verge of human extinction because of pollution, an invasion appeared to reduce it and we were saved. But believe me when I tell you, there were many cases of cancer and respiratory illnesses, and also many deaths. Years later, kids and teenagers start to protest because of the adults we almost died. There were children's protests around the world. We create a movement, something to fight for. After 5 years of protest, children took the control.
But the reason I'm writing to you, humans of 2021, is to reconsider what you guys are doing, because as you have read in this letter, that will ruin your future. That will not immediately happen right now, but sure some future generations will be impacted. So please, be kind and sweet and help ourselves. I will really appreciate that. I would love to see my family again. Hope you received this letter, and after having heard what I told you, you cannot stop yourself to action the change for a new future. Thanks. Best regards.
It's 7 o'clock. It's time to get up. says my virtual assistant Jupiter. Here you have your breakfast, which is a multi-protein capsule and a juice with no vitamins for the day. After breakfast, I go to my closet and put on a special suit that cleanses my body because it is no longer necessary to shower. This suit adapts to my body shape and also adapts my temperature to the outside temperature. Then I am going to tell to my parents about what we will do today, and I go to the knowledge room. There are some knowledge capsules and I go into the classroom that I want. This time I go to the English classroom and there is the virtual reality class. In this capsule the information enters on a chip to my brain and also I can be with my classmates who holographically enter my room of knowledge. There is my teacher John, and he tells you that we have an exam, and with an evaluation software, he enters my mind and evaluates my learning. It is to go out to play sports. I travel through my spaceships and arrived at the sports center, and there are my friends waiting to play soccer on our playing field. There is a robot referee who points out the rules of the game and when we are running and there is a foul. The robot referee signals the penalty through giant screens on the roof on the stadium capsule. There you can see the player's name and the penalty. We finish the game and enter the irritation area. Our body is prepared for a relaxing bath, so we enter vertical bathtubs with hydromassages and listen to music that relaxes us and then another reactivating music. I return home from my ship in just a few minutes and I meet my family. Today is grandmother's birthday. We will go to the Center of Memories and we will see a movie about the life of the past in the year 221. We are remembering special moments. We are watching to the whole family, uncles, cousins and all holographically, and we are having a good time. Now we are going to eat a birthday cake and throw the holographic 3-dimensional printer. Each one is receiving their piece of cake with each one's favorite ingredient. Well, it's late, I have to go study. I'm going home and I enter the virtual reality library. Today I will study history, so I will enter the time machine to travel to the past and meet Marco Antonio and Cleopatra. I am seeing Egypt. And I'm also seeing the temples and buildings, so I am learning everything I need for my history exam tomorrow. Then I will go to sleep. Today has been a good day.
I haven't found anything to stop the government yet, but I hope that one day I will. And one day, maybe one day, if I'm lucky enough, the humanity won't be controlled and we will be able to be ourselves again. So please, if you're another human without a chip and you've received this message, I encourage you to keep fighting and don't give up. Don't lose hope. It's the only thing we have left.
In this news, explain what really happened in laboratory in detail and perfection. A smart bracelet. In high school technology lab, a class had to some technology work and they had to create something never seen in 2621. A group of teenagers created a smart bracelet that still no one. Men get to create it, and they were obviously the winner of the competition. And one can do the bracelet. The bracelet had 30 functions. For example, it can call, buy, help you choose clothes. It can teleport you
and where to prepare food, help you in studies and or jobs, to the sports or diet, help you on an important date or meeting, listen to music and more incredible thing. It is incredible that just saying, "Hello, bracelet, can you help me?" and it is activated. But as always, there is something wrong, and that it's that it cannot work or say. They also have to check if it is okay or if it has serious and dangerous factors because it was created by little teenagers. At the moment, the government is thinking to keep in until those who are creator of the bracelet are over 18 years old and can do what they want or keep it and that nobody uses it. More of what is happening in the news for all the truth. Thank you for watching.
Good morning, Spain. I'm Rania from Fox News. Today on the news, we have a new discovery. 2 months ago, a person in a laboratory drank a toxic drink and he turned into a zombie. He started biting people and the other normal people hid in their houses. For 2 months, we had been in a zombie apocalypse and the people was in their houses. So far, data scientific created the antidote and people become human again. Let's go with the creator of the solution to this problem. Hi, I'm Isabella, and now I'm going to talk with this scientific. Hello, what's your name? Hi, I'm Olivia. How do you feel? I'm so happy and proud of me. How did you make this antidote? I was trying with a lot of things, and I got it. The zombies just had to drink it. Thanks for this little interview. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And this is Fox News for this Wednesday. I'm Rania. Wait. Now stop recording. My partner is talking with me at this moment. An amazing thing happened. The scientists discovered a new planet called E02b3. It has oxygen and water. After many researches from 2021 to 2621 with rockets and robots, we will go to live there. As our planet is so polluted, in 6 months we will have to leave Earth to go to E02b3. The astronauts and the artificial intelligence will start to build everything we need to live. And this is Fox News for this Wednesday. I'm Rania, for all of us here at Fox News. Have a great day, and do not drink everything you see.
New medicine. Yesterday, the new laboratory of New London discovered a new medicine to heal the patients of all the cancers. The main scientists told us that they were looking for medicine to save the patient for the EMA, a new virus that is killing people, and suddenly they discovered the medicine to heal all the cancers. The doctor and nurse are very happy because this medicine is gonna save a lot of lives and calm the patients of cancers. This is one type of cancer that the medicine can't save, but the laboratory is looking for the medicine. The laboratory is very happy because today the first patient is healed of his cancer. If you have any cancer, you can ask for the laboratory and they bring you the medicine.
Hello and welcome to the AAN, International Independent News. If you are seeing this in your ears, it will probably be your first time in this world. We are going to explain to you how this world works called THO2, or formerly Earth. We are in the year 3080 after technology.
Hello everybody, in today's report we are going to talk about a new planet which is going to replace the Earth. The scientists of North Korea have been localized a new planet called Borum. Borum's planet is 3 times bigger than the Earth and it has pure oxygen than the Earth. The only bad thing of Borum is that if we go to Borum, we will have to transport all the water to Borum and plan the water multipliers to have infinite water.
Hi, I'm a person of Crispio, and I want to talk about our days. 2621 sounds of touristic life, and kind of, but not as the people thought in 2021. I mean, yes, we have fine cars and artificial babies, but we still are a sexist society, and more now, because the women don't get pregnant anymore, so the people believe that they don't have any utilities. We are stupid. It's like the more things you have, the more stupid you get. But we still have the office in our TVs, so it's not that bad. The last person on the earth died. That's a sad notice, right? Well, the people here didn't care so much about that. We are cruel too. And that's all. I know I don't put our life in a good place, but that's what your life is gonna be in 600 years, so take care about what you have.
Fire in the ski center. Yesterday there was fire in the ski center. We all have a ski. When we born, we have an ability. That ability develops over the time. There was people who developed it very quickly, and there are people who have difficulty developing it. Abilities are like superpowers. There are people who have the power to see the past and future, and there are people who have the powers to teletransport. There are people who can make you see illusions. Before, people didn't have abilities. In 25/4, Naima discovered that we have them. Naima was a science teacher. Naima had a grandmother who told her every day that he had skills. At the moment, Naima thought her mother was crazy. So she decided to observe her students to see it was true. At time when we be, Naima saw that her students had something that made them different. Then she decided to do some more research and realized that her grandmother was right. People had skills. Since then, people started to do experiments to develop it.
Today when I woke up, I was not alone. There was a girl with me. Before she knew I was awake, she said something like, "Something has gone wrong." I didn't know what was she talking about, but I didn't have time to think about it. She turned and looked at me, terrified. I didn't know how to react. I was paralyzed. After watching me for a while, she started to talk. "My name is Jean Lithwick. We are in the 2621. You are an experiment. They erased your memory and put you in this room to see how a 12-year-old boy will react to the situation. When they saw that you didn't develop any disorder, they decided to send someone else with you. They chose me, the boss's daughter. My father didn't like me at all, but something is wrong with me. Something went wrong and my memory wasn't erased. I remember everything. I remember how they tied me up and how they put me to sleep." "Who are they?" I asked. She looked at me more terrified than before and said, "They are listening to us."
The virus affected many people. It turned them into a kind of zombies. Their skin turned grey, their eyes were red, and they thirsty for blood. To flee from them, the walls were created. The government blames pharmaceutical companies, but no one really knows where the virus came from. People don't really know that they are hiding from. They live with fear. The only people who can get out are the military and the government scientists.
Horanchapel is a big city with a lot of vegetation. The city is delimited by tall trees and everything is very colorful. Here, all the buildings have geometrical forms and everything is very well maintained. The population is very friendly and everyone is very kind, so there aren't conflicts here. Usually, people wear white clothes and on holidays, everyone has to wear a yellow shirt. Public transport is very important in Horanchapel because people only have bicycles to avoid contamination. Trains can be lifted 5 meters above the ground to be able to go faster over the city.
Future World 2050. My town in 2050 will have the same name, Premià de Mar, but if the sea gets higher, we will have to leave the town. It will be next to the sea in Catalonia, Spain, and the population will be us but with 50 years more or less, and our kids and their kids. Premià de Mar will be with a lot of important buildings, like Google, Facebook, a town with PEP and without coronavirus. Or it will be a desert with no people because they died of the coronavirus.
I live in Doncaster, a city in the northeast of England. Here we live 2,352,052 people. This number is worrying because the city is too small to have that number of inhabitants. The world is heavily overpopulated. All the towns and cities have the same problem as Doncaster. Doncaster is not a big city. In reality, it is very small. Right now, Doncaster is not a good place to live. It's destroyed. There are many buildings in ruins. The streets are full of trash, and you can't even walk without finding someone breaking something. Depending on the part of the world, you have to wear one different type of clothes. For example, all over England, we have to wear blue suits, but people like to customize it so they don't look boring. Here, the transport that we use the most is the car, because public transport is too dangerous. Society is out of control, so there are rules we have to follow. For example, anyone can be in the street after 11 p.m. People only can buy food if they have a special license. Only people who are authorized can leave the city. I don't think Doncaster is a good place to live. Actually, right now, no place in the world is a good place to live.
Barcelona in 2050. This city is called Barcelona. It's located in Catalonia, which is way bigger now because the government decided to overpopulate the country. Barcelona is the capital, so it's the target for the people. The population is over 15 million inhabitants. Barcelona is now bigger than it was years ago. Some of the towns surrounding the city disappeared and became part of this big city. There aren't any normal clothing shops anymore. Now people wear these futuristic jumpsuits that are safer if there are any attacks of some sort. We move around with flying cars or spaceships. People now act different. Some of them act like robots. However, most of the people have learned how to survive in this society. You can't be as free as before because the government built a massive wall about 50 meters. Despite this, you can still have fun and learn a lot of new things, like how to use real advanced technology. Even though the world is not the same anymore, things can still get a little better.
Kingsbury Episcopi in 2050. Kingsbury Episcopi has been my favorite village since I had consciousness. Kingsbury is located on the River Parrett in the south of Somerset, England. The village has a population of 2,060. Kingsbury used to be a small village with a population of barely 1,300 people, But since our world has evolved and now we mainly work remotely from home, there is no need to live in the city, and lots of people have moved to the countryside. Now we have a population of just over 2060. What I love about my village is that the old stone lovely houses are well conserved and haven't been destroyed to new and more modern houses like other villages, although all the homes are equipped with advanced energy conservation and 5G wireless technology. The clothing hasn't changed much in appearance. We still wear comfortable, practical clothes, but now they are made from smart textiles. This is especially good because they are rain resistant and adapt to the cold. We have a small shop with food and supplies, but if you want more stuff you have to go to nearby towns like Langport or Yeovil, although most people shop online now for everything since it's fast and effective. Everybody owns an electric car. Cars that run with petrol have been prohibited since 2030. Life not only in my village but everywhere else around the globe has changed a lot. Our lives are surrounded by technology and fully depend on it. Sometimes I miss the old days when technology existed, but we didn't fully depend on it.
People are brainless. Everyone wants robots and flying spaceships, but they don't realize that the most important thing is to improve society. Because if we don't improve society, we won't get anywhere. At the pace of now, it may seem impossible to create a place like my utopia or any other similar place. But believe me, if there's ever a place like this, then expect me to be the first one to get out of here and go there.
The solution. As I've been elected to be the president of your country, I have decided to make changes so we can improve our life conditions. Before I start talking about these changes, I would like to thank all those people who have voted me in these elections. I promise to do everything I can to live properly in our country. Talking about changes, from my point of view, there is a lot to change. There are terrible traffic jams that they don't permit people to get on time to their work, school. I have thought that we could put more tolls so traffic doesn't get stuck and people have more options when they are driving. On the other hand, we have the air pollution that is causing serious problems. This is causing difficulties for breathing. I think we should start wearing masks, therefore we can breathe better.
Last Wednesday, there were the elections to choose the president of the country, and I was elected to hold this position. I have to solve a lot of important problems to improve the life of all the citizens. Firstly, there are two problems which I'm already worried about. There are places where the water is not good to drink. For the people who can afford buying water every week, it isn't a problem. But for poor people, it is. For this reason, in these places, water will be free in the supermarkets.
Hi, I'm Sarai Mendoza, President of Lebrao. My country has been suffering a lot due to the negligence of my government, but I would like to make changes this year. I'm going to take measurements on the amount of contamination factories create to our rivers, lakes, and nearby seas. Due to that fact, our fish are dying, suffocating in dirty water, and making the quality of our water poor for drinking. I'm going to create new laws that will help reduce the amount of CO2 and other toxic components fabrics produce, hoping they will provide a better life to our wildfire and population. These laws can also help with the smog around our cities, reducing it by 71%. Thank you for your attention.
I am glad you have chosen me for being your president. You have put your trust in me, and I will do my best for the country to go ahead. As you already know, we have many difficulties. However, my party and I are going to solve them soon.
Citizens of Spain, I'm Aina Tortosa, your new president. This country has voted me for an upgrade. In the elections, I promised to make this country a better place, and I always keep my promises. I'm here to inform you of the terrible situation that Spain is going through. The main message that I want to convey to you is that the only way to solve what is happening is by collaborating all together for the good of the country. Spain is currently the third most polluting country in the world after North America and Russia. Every day, the accumulation of toxic gases increased by 4%. We are killing thousands of fish in the oceans and rivers. Biologists say that in 5 months, thousands of marine species will become extinct. I have been talking to doctors of Spain, and they have told me that every day about 100,000 people have to be admitted due to respiratory difficulties. It is difficult to find a solution for the myriad of problems this country has, but I have certain proposals to start making a change. First, every Wednesday, all regions will have the obligation to clean their closest rivers and seas. Every other Sunday, there will be a rave in each town hall, where the names of the people who will have to spend the whole week cleaning the streets and helping the garbage dump will come out. These laws will be carried out from tomorrow. From the Presidency, we thank you for your collaboration and we hope that Spain will soon return to what it used to be. Thank you.
A fateful solution. It was a rainy autumn night. My little clock showed 12 p.m., but I was still sitting on my desktop, looking at a pile of official papers, debts, and problems in general, trying to solve them. A glass of cognac was my best ally those days. Since 2054, the year I was nominated to be the President of the International Nations of the Earth, mostly known as INE, the world had been falling into decline. My election campaign partners and I were trying to solve all the mess that I had caused, but we weren't able to do it. Not yet. When I was on the top of my desperation, they left me alone with all my law problems, but in the end, it didn't matter to me, because the reason why everybody was freaking out kept being my fault and my priority. Everything started because of pollution. The river's water was dirty, and there was a terrible smog. A few years later, almost all the animals had died and plants didn't have enough nutrients to grow, so we got on with it and everything started to improve. My equity partners and I developed a pill which solved all the feeding problems and created huge machines which filtered water. We even found a temporary solution for the smog, but it only worked indoors. We didn't know how long those things would work, so we tried to create a definite solution by changing human genetics with some special chips. That was the biggest mistake I have ever made.
This is about a reign that's forgotten, about a king whose tears are now rotten. A lullaby about the king of calamity, about a monarch without amity. A king whose dignity was stolen, a king whose heart is now broken. In the middle there was a grave, and a man waltzing round. From death and bone he was made, and on his head a rusty crown. I went to waltz with him. I went to dance with the Bone King, the king whose tears were made of sorrow, the king whose reign had had no tomorrow. A knave king who had lost his reign, a monarch that could not rule. Some bones lost in time, a corpse whose fate was cruel. His mind had been lost, his dreams had been tossed. Daydreaming was all that he could do. His happiness he could not perceive, because he had been bewitched with melancholy that became madness. His personality had been switched with one full of darkness. And there I was, dancing in the night, with the Bone King under the moonlight. His eyes were empty and cried, and yet I could see something inside. I saw myself inside his eyes, full of sorrow and made of bone, a legacy of lies, a tomb made of stone. 'Cause today I'm meat and skin, tomorrow I'll be the Bone King. Finally, I'll just be the rain, and the cycle will start again. There won't be a tomorrow, I'll dance for eternity, these walls of sorrow. And if you ever see my bones dancing at night, please, I beg you not to look into my eyes.
Dear Mom and Dad, do you remember the job I applied for in the New World? It is not by far how they painted it. Please, I am begging you, help me get out of here. As you may know, this world bases its belief on science and efficiency. We, scientifics, have been doing experiments to cure illnesses that were thought to be deadly, and we have succeeded in it. However, the government has been obliging us to experiment with human beings by torturing them. A few of us disagree with it and have decided not to do it. Everyone can have their own opinions, or that is what I thought. The military has started a campaign to chase us down and murder us unless we obey. Apart, kids are receiving an awful education. They are being taught how to hide their emotions and only worry about appearances and being the best, even if that includes destroying other people. They are turning them into robots. Anyone who tries to resist ends up killed, or worse, given to experimentation. The government has even cut down all the communication with the outside world. They send reports saying everyone is satisfied and will live happily, but the reality is the total opposite. Luckily, my girlfriend has been able to hack the network. I do not know if this will reach her without being read by them, but if you, Mom and Dad, or anyone does it, this is a call for help. We are suffering. Being held at gunpoint every few seconds when expressing opinions is dreadful. Sincerely yours.
Dear parents, this is my second week since I joined a Brave New World project. I couldn't talk to you before because they don't want to let us share how this society is from inside. I'm scared every minute in my daily life here. At first they put a strange device on you, something called mental stability meter. It says how your mind is. And if at some point you are so stressed or sad, they consider yourself in bad conditions to work and the police take you to a mysterious place. No one knows where those people go, but 2 or 3 days after they are walking as if nothing ever happened. Since that moment, people seem like robots with very weird and cold behavior. It's spooky. One friend I met here said that people with incurable diseases disappear, but they never return. Also, in this society, bad opinions or complaints are restricted. Only people with power, like my boss, can say what to do, with no objections. This is like a sect, giving false while looking info to recruit people for this efficiency society. And I was one of the fools who took the bait. I can't escape now. They don't allow anyone to leave the city. So please, if you finally read this before it's too late, send help. We'll be waiting for it. I love you. Michael.
Dear Mom and Dad, as you know, recently I joined a Brave New World where it all revolves around science and efficiency. I came here to improve and show my science skills. I wanted to work and be part of a big revolutionary project that would change and advance the world for the better. That was the initial idea that they told us so that I would join. I am not proud to say this, but you guys were right. This all sounded suspicious and I should have listened. The truth of it all is quite the opposite. They have kidnapped us because of our studies and high capacities for science. They make us work non-stop for their own benefit while living in dreadful conditions. And the worst part is that emotions and individuality are conditioned. They know that we will be efficient for what they're planning to do, and it's not a science project to save the planet like they said and fooled us to believe. They are bad people, and what they really want is to rule the world. That's why they want us, to build a powerful machine that can make them control us all. I don't have much time, but please, send help and save us all. Love you always, Mia.
Hello, Mom. I'm sorry for having to text you for such a critical fact, but I can spend more time here. I'm sorry, Mom. I regret every single day of my life for having taken that pill. Oh gosh, sorry, Mom. Dreamland is getting every day crazier. Since people, after taking that pill, notice they pass to live in a dream, a new way of living where you can regenerate your life constantly, they lose their fear. There are mounds of cars piled up in the road. People don't care about the consequences of the things they do, so the world is a completely mess. There's no place for regret here, because people can have the security that once they find a clock that never changes of hour, which can make them sure they are living in a dream, all will start again. It can seem this freaking pill takes you to an eternal life with no fears, worries, or responsibilities. This world really is a place full of lives that are in constant movement and creation, but actually, if you see through the window, all you will find is a constant death. Sorry, Mom, for leading you to this path and worry you, but I really need your help. Phone this number 986788436. Sorry. Love you. John.
Dear family, when I arrived in this type of society, the first days were really good. But after 1 month, this made a really strong change. We can express our feelings. There is a lot of violence in the streets, and they have already robbed me more than once. The guns are legal. Last day I saw a boy that was 12 years old with a pistol. The police don't do anything. All the drugs are more than legal and are forced to consume because they say that goes well for disease. I meet a new friend that I call John because he says that he doesn't have a name. 2 weeks ago, he hit a monitor and I don't know anything about him. He seems to have disappeared. I don't know if you will receive this mail because all of them control our life, our home, our social media. But if you receive this mail, please take me away from here. Save me, your son.
Dear 2021, I'm Oriol, and I am contacting you people because of what's going to happen to our Earth in your future. As crazy as it may sound, you will be invaded by intelligent rings from under the sea, and you can change that outcome. I'm writing this in 2048, in the last bunker that humanity has in the world, but it won't be long until our end arrives. That's why I'm contacting you, so that you don't make the same mistakes we did. 5 years ago, some scientists discovered some tremendously huge caverns and galleries under the sea that contained gold and many other money-making resources.
Future dystopia. Hi Anna, I am writing to explain our situation at the moment. Do you remember what happened between 2019 and 2023? If you don't, I will refresh your mind. In that time, we went through the coronavirus pandemic, which left us a deteriorated world. Some years later, we thought that we had eradicated one of the heaviest global pandemics, but we didn't know what was yet to come. 1 decade after, the Perseverance, a rocket that landed in Mars, was thought to be a great success for Earthlings, but it wasn't. That mission was all over the news until humans found out that some nanoparticles were brought by accident in samples extracted from the Martian surface.
Dear citizens of the 21st century, my name is S71856, and as impossible as it sounds, I'm writing this email from the future. It is the year 2291, and you are our only chance of survival, so please, read my words carefully. The last few years have been a complete disaster. The New World, as the leader calls it, has been at war with us, the rebels, for 19 years straight, and there are no expectations of it ending any soon. But war is not the worst thing at the moment. The climate crisis went worse and worse with time. There is no drinkable water. Barely some hundreds of species have survived. Pandemics started happening every 2 to 3 years, and the air quality dropped like it never had before. I cannot think of the last time I went outside without a mask or any air equipment. We cannot do anything now, nor could we 200 years ago, but you still can. For some reason I still hold hope in the bottom of my heart, hope that you will make what you must to avoid this disaster. Protest against injustice, take care of this planet, our home, and most importantly, be the change you want to see. I am confident you will do the right thing. S71856.
Hi, Earthlings. I come from the 2222, and I have a message for you. I want to save you from the catastrophe we are suffering. The message is clear. You must get rid of your phones and smart devices as soon as possible. Our hospitals are full of newborns that have iPhones instead of left hands, and Wi-Fi antennas for umbilical cords. We are really scared and the situation is getting rid of our hands. First of all, babies do not cry anymore. They emit a ringtone when they want to sleep or eat. Moreover, their eyes turn red when the diapers they are wearing are dirty. Lastly, but more disconcerting, when babies are cold, they don't shiver anymore. They vibrate. I don't know what will happen when they grow up, but I cannot predict anything positive. Please, keep smart devices away from your children. Some of them are being treated in the hospitals, but we assume that they are not only smarter than us, but also stronger. I hope you can predict the situation. Stay safe, as long as you can.
I am afraid to write a poem, because my heart is a sea I cannot tame. My soul is a storm that refuses to calm down, and writing a poem would bring only shame. Because I have been told that my feelings were not valid, that I should be strong, but strength and tears weren't allies. They were at a war I suddenly got caught in. But I loved to cry. I loved to feel, to get mad at everything, at nothing, to love unconditionally, to be unapologetically myself. I loved to do all those things, and yet I stopped doing them all. I loved it so much they made me hate it, because I was passionate. I was passionate about life and they didn't let me fly. They took my wings and shattered them into a million pieces. They stepped on them, broke them, destroyed all my hopes, because a little girl wanted to dream of a fantasy world and dreams were weak, or so I was told. I am afraid to write a poem. I am afraid of the paper in front of me, blank, empty, unfulfilled, and those feelings get too familiar. And so I'm scared, but here I am, because I was told not to fly, because I cannot tame myself, because I am becoming friends with the storm, with the sea, with the wings they took away from me. I'm reconciling with my hopes, my dreams, and myself. I look at me dead in the eyes, and I see the emptiness, and I cry, but I feel, so that's enough.